Welcome back. Wanted to talk about the news story. Well, actually, not the specific one. I just picked one out of what you see on the screen here of this. Seems like every other day, these females, the female teacher predator thing that just has popped up in the last few years and just seems to be, all over the place. And this wasn't a thing, even 20 years ago. And you also see a lot of these, the teachers are in their 20s and 30s. A lot of them are married sometimes. And also you see that a lot of when these things do go to, you know, trial or there's some sort of plea done, but a lot of these people don't get, there's no accountability, and a lot of these people, as you can see on the screen there, just don't even go to jail. I mean, just look at that title, how absurd that is. Pleads guilty to a sexual student relationship, but won't go to jail. Wow, that's some real justice there. Anyway, I wanted to not really get into this story, but I wanted to just in my opinion, this is the result of, what happens to a society when you have something like porn, which is promoted freely. And in my opinion, porn's nothing. It's a weapon system. It's a military-grade weapon system deployed on humanity years back, and this is what happens. We already know that these social media companies, these platforms, it's known that they have these creepy algorithms, in their coded into these software platforms. So porn would be no different. Some very sinister, nefarious algorithm at work taking people over a period of time to some really dark rabbit holes. And most people aren't aware of this and just use it. I mean, we're talking what happens when you use this stuff all the time for your, viewing this stuff every day for 5 years, 10 years. I mean, this is the fallout, in my opinion, of what we're seeing. And, we just don't ask some of the most basic questions sometimes. I mean, we live in this hyper-capitalistic society. There's fees and taxes upon layers, and yet this billion-dollar conglomerate, this porn industry, it's all free. It's all free. Nobody, I mean, you're talking about $1 million of infrastructure, for server farms, production costs, all of this stuff, and it's all free. We don't even ask, who's paying for this and why. I don't think it's a bunch of billionaires at their creepy cocktail parties, worrying about the average working stiff out there getting the rocks off. So it definitely seems that there's much more sinister things at play here, and it seems like porn is a mechanism, a digital weapon to basically take the collective of society, of humanity, down to where the people already are that produce this stuff, and this further debaucherous, vile, perverse world. I mean, you see it, and when you're ingesting this stuff and you have this algorithm, steering you over time, you're being desensitized to this filth, and you're going to end up in some really bad places. And it's just gonna, I think you're just gonna see more and more of these news stories, and most people out there are just gonna be like, man, what is going on? I keep seeing this. Well, yeah, it's going on because of how, this is what happens when you have unfettered access to this stuff on any device at any time, anywhere. And 30 years ago, they were, you didn't have that, and you were getting a Playboy magazine in your mailbox with the black plastic on it. And look how far things have changed in just the last 30 years. And it's only getting worse. And you don't realize when you're viewing this stuff, you don't realize what's on the other end, that their intentions for you as the end user, if you knew an inkling of it, you would take that device and throw it out the fucking window. But we don't, because we're not aware of this extremely cunning adversary that we have here present with us. But that's my 2 cents. Thanks for listening.